Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Makina Moto Features. This time, kakaiba itong episode na ito kasi meron tayong i-feature na big bike na gawang Pilipinas and not just a big bike as we conventionally know it. Ito po ay isang electric big bike. First of its kind dito sa Pilipinas in the sense na homegrown po siya. Now, just a quick background kung kailan ko nakilala yung founder ng Utitco Motors. Latter part of 2022, I got to meet them kasi dinala nila yung motor sa akin and it was a sport naked bike na electric. Tapos gawa nila. Sabi ko, okay ta. They wanted to get into the Makina Moto Expo pero hindi sila natuloy. Medyo hilaw pa sila during that time. So fast forward now, 2025, sabi sa akin ni Mick, the founder, na, Zach, medyo ready kami for a feature. We are already selling the units. Meron na kami mga customers and we are ready to take on orders. So, sana ma-feature kami para maikwento ko yung kwento nila. So, glad to see them where they are right now. They have some challenges and I wanted to discuss that with you guys as well. So, this, folks, is the Utitco Model 1 SR. For our specs, yung motor natin, it's a 10 kilowatt motor. Motor hub rated po tayo. Peak power at 35 kilowatts. Battery is at 72 volts and 80 amperes. Lithium yung baterya natin. Meron din silang 84 volts na 100 amperes na baterya na version din. It's an optional. It's just a better power rated battery. Lithium din. Range is about 160 to 200 kilometers. Of course, this will depend doon sa iyong riding mode and yung weight mo as a rider. We also have a regenerative braking system. Ang regenerative braking system, this was derived from F1 and MotoGP. So pag preno mo, yung heat na nag-generate ng iyong brakes will be transferred back to the battery. So you're kind of charging yourself each time you brake, charge yung battery mo, then you can go again. Of course, eventually, hindi naman perpetual yun, di ba? Wala naman perpetual. So tatagal yung buhay ng battery mo in the sense that yung range mo masahaba the more you brake. That's pretty much the concept. Pero eventually, mauubos din. We have a digital speedometer, TFT, colored screen po siya. We are Android Auto and iOS ready. Meron tayong dashcam front and rear. Ang GPS po natin ay optional, monoshock po tayo. Cruise mode natin can go up to 142 kilometers per hour. Tapos yung sport mode yung sagad, 199. We're talking about top speed, yung sustained natin, dire-diretsong sagad. According to Utitco, sabi niya aabot na ng 199 kilometers per hour, depending again kung gaano kabigat and yung riding conditions, kung mahangin ba o hindi. Thereabouts, I'd say realistically, maybe around 160, 175 more or less, which you shouldn't be doing. Kung may speed limit na pero yung acceleration niya matuloy.
Kalimutan mo siya. Andito na tayo. Sulitin ang isa't isa.
So marami silang dinagdag dito like biometrics, meron siyang reverse din. Lahat ng pwede mong ilagay sa electric, pretty much nilagay naman nila doon. Ang base nito, ang pinanggalingan nito is the Z1000, which I'm very familiar with because I had one before. So yung pakiramdam niya is pretty much Z1000. Yung ergonomics niya, yung feel, yung tayo, pretty much nandun sa ballpark na yon. They did start out with that as a base and then dito sa Model S1, start from scratch na sila. They did their own frame already and they based it on their learnings from the first prototype. Gawa po ito sa Pilipinas, gawang Pinoy po. So for me, that is very, very special indeed. And of course, it caught our attention. That said, hindi po porket ito ay gawang Pinoy na medyo meron siyang special treatment. No, we're gonna look at it as if it was another bike from another international company, right? Kumbaga, hindi natin siya i-baby. Dapat yung kalidad natin, kahit gawang Pinoy, dapat world standards, right? Obviously, looks-wise, I like how it looks. It's okay. Just a little bit of roughness here and there, some of the little things that they can work on. But again, caveat dito is handmade kasi lahat yung mga fairings din eh. So may mga parts doon na medyo forgivable. But apart from that, if we're just talking about pure rideability, okay naman siya. It is quick, Okay yung acceleration. The handle is also pretty good. Siyempre, huwag kang mag-ride na nakapikit ang mata. Pero kung di mo iisipin nakapikit ang mata mo, theoretically speaking, you cannot tell this from another, let's say, Japanese-made brand or the up-and-coming Chinese brands na mass-manufactured bikes. In terms of rideability, siya po ay may laban, ika nga. So other things, we have a 25-liter trunk capacity, we have an anti-theft alarm, keyless feature. I'm gonna take a closer look. If I were to order this, I'm going to be very particular with the finish. I know this is handmade and hand-built and all of that, pero there's just certain things na sa akin non-negotiable. One, it would have to be the paint. It has to be up to par with international standards, with with the other bikes out there. This is very, kumbaga malabo yung finish. It wasn't sanded down to its full potential. Pati yung mga tornilyo natin, these are like off-the-shelf hardware screws. Hindi rin pasado sa akin yan. I mean, I would request if I were to custom make this, to change that. It has to be something else. I see a lot of Z1000 lines over here. In terms of fairing, this is what I'm talking about. Medyo makapal yung mga dito nila. Again, this was handmade. May mga ganyang ganap that they can also improve on later on. When I am looking at this, I don't see any ABS sensors. And when I did try the brakes, although I didn't make any footage of it, my rear, medyo dumudula siya. Nagsaslide talaga ako. Even the front was also slightly skidding. Of course, hindi ko pinuwersa kasi pag pinaslide mo yung harap, semplang ka. So, of course, we're being careful with Mick. Also, yung regenerative brakes, I don't know if that is existent in this model. Obviously, this cable is the one that is pushing this to close yung ating caliper. I'm trying to look for that part wherein it is regenerating the energy from the brakes back to the battery, and again, this is something that you're gonna have to take up with me because with this one, I don't see it. Charging ports natin, it's gonna be on this side. Custom kasi to. Although there's a framework, you can choose little specs here and there and the color if you're gonna order this. So this is medyo Iron Man-ish. So quality on our controls, pretty good. And to access our modes, we have been on S this whole time. These are the other modes. So pretty much when you're riding, you can access this with your thumb and your forefinger. No problem at all. Very easy to switch. I'm gonna check out the intro. You're gonna see Utitco. That is our brand, and there. I've seen this before. This display, and pretty much it's straight up. Although we did see Utitco, meron pa rin siyang provision. You see the range here, the gas tank. I'm not sure if they're connecting this to the battery somehow. I don't think so. Not really an indicator for the battery. You can rely on the range. So there's phone connectivity. So it's pretty much straight up, It's gonna do what it's gotta do as far as displays go. So they have a collaboration with Chigi. That's one of the leading add-on gadgets you can put with your bikes. A lot of people have been buying this. I have another video talking about Chigi. You can just search for that. This is a very nice add-on to the bike as well. So you got info over there and info over here. So another non-negotiable for me is wala siyang side stand kill switch. Literally, when you turn this thing on and it's in the on position, if you hit the throttle, this thing will run and that thing's still down. When we're talking about big bike level, that needs to be addressed. Then again, this is a built-to-order type of bike. So definitely, kung again, o-order ako nito, kailangan may kill switch yung ating side stand. So there is a lot to like about this bike. I know there's gonna be some doubts from people. Reliable ba siya? Diba? Yung parts ba okay? Are they readily available? Yung mga maintenance parts, yung mga kailangan palitan here and there, according to Utitco, they have it on hand demand. They can supply you with these bits and pieces ng parts. Yung mga iba na for order, like yung electric motor. But then again, hindi naman basta-basta nasisira kasi yung mga electric motors. It takes time, and even the battery. So even before that happens, I believe sina Mick, they have like intervals and kung kailan dapat palitan. So pwede mo na abangan, you can already order it in advance should you reach that point na kailangan na palitan yung mga yon. At least with buy time with it, I'm happy to report na it's reliable in the sense that it feels like a regular sport bike na sports naked, right? It didn't feel iffy. If there's anything scruffy about it, I would say meron lang ako narinig some with the suspension out in front a bit. And then yun nga, yung brakes, kailangan may ABS talaga siya. Another thing that I also noticed, actually this has been parked in front of our house. Siguro 3 araw buhos yung ulan. It's been raining lately, right? Hinayaan ko na siya dyan kasi technically an e-bike, maski na bumubuhos, dapat magagamit pa rin. Ibang usapan yung lusob sa baha. Ibang usapan yan. Even regular internal combustion engine bikes, hindi dapat nilulusob ang motor sa baha. Ibang usapan yan. But this one, babad ulan, like you're talking about 3 hours straight downpour, which has been going on, wala akong problema. I would start it and it would be running fine. So in that sense, in terms of gagamitin, regular use, okay siya. I mean, it feels like a regular bike. And dun ko mako-commend din the make. As I always say, wala namang perfectong motor. Some of the things that they should be putting in this bike, kung ganyan kalakas yung motor na to, is obviously the safety features like ABS. Especially if they're already selling this to the public, we're all about safety. So if you're gonna go that fast and you don't have any ABS, that's not a good thing. And that said, I think it's just a matter of time bago malagyan naman nila to ng ABS. And if you are going to order this, introductory pricing is about 460,000 pesos, and it'll take about 60 days for them to make this. I-request mo na nalagyan nila ng ABS na hopefully pwede nilagyan, di ba? Yan yung mga sa akin na pwede lang improve on. Also, in terms of color specs, kasi pa-isa-isa nila gagawin to. So, you can make requests, as I can imagine. I think that's a good thing. Kunyari, mate, gusto ko gantong kulay, gusto ko ganyang kulay. Total naman, you're building this by hand, right? So, sana ma-accommodate tayo. Yan yung mga pros and cons natin with the bike. Again, ABS, they should put that in there. Para mas attractive siya, a lot of customization. Para ma-personalize mo talaga yung bike mo. Actually, maraming ngayon mga big bikes, like for example, MV Agusta, I believe Aprilia is also doing this. You can actually order from the factory your specs. Kung anong gusto mo lagay sa bike mo, pwede mong i-order. Tapos darating na lang dito, fully customized according to your specs. And you're the only one who will have that, pretty much that combination. Kasi, di ba, unique siya. For me, that's a selling point. And I think Sinamit can capitalize on that as well. Another thing on the business side of things, may challenge sila in the sense that, you know, to start a motorcycle company, kumbaga, ano to capital intensive talaga to. You need a lot of money. You talk about billions, right? So, hindi biro yung investment. But I do see yung passion ni Mit dito and where he wants to take it. So, when I'm thinking, paano to masusustain, di ba? Ang tingin ko talaga dito, unless makakuha sila ng sobrang laking investor, another avenue that sina Utitco Motors can get into is that pwede silang gumawa ng puro custom jobs based on this platform. That for me is also going to be unique. Para siya yung motorcycle brand ni Keanu Reeves. They do one-offs sa US. Also another sobrang mahal na motor sa US pero ang ganda rin is Confederate motorcycles. I'm not quite sure if they're still in production but yun, meron silang ganun model din. So until the day na may pumasok na billionaire to help out si Namit Utitco, this company, I feel, should get into that. Kumbaga sa moto builds or sa cafe racer scene, yung mga one-off custom bikes, sila Mit kasi can go a step further. Those guys work on a base bike and, you know, they customize what they can with that existing bike. Sila Mit kasi they can build this ground up. And they already have their own research and study on how to make it. And so far, the S1 naman is behaving just like a normal bike. Now, just as a caveat here, I cannot speak for yung durability niya in the long run kasi wala naman akong data dun We're not talking about decades-old brand like Honda, Kawasaki, Suzuki, or Yamaha na meron talagang decades of research and data na masasabi mo, historically speaking, na matitibay yung mga brands na yan. So, to Utitco Motors, congratulations on this bike and I feel that you guys have done something na nakakatuwa din in the sense na meron nagpursige, nagbigay ng oras para dito to trying to put the Philippine flag on the map and they built a bike na electric, na big bike, di ba? I must say, I gotta give my hats off to you guys for doing this and I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope to see more of your creations in the near future. There you go. Ito po si Zach for Makina Moto Features. Ciao!